Hey guys, I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the first tag of 2019 from me, and as always I'm starting out with the year in superlatives tag. I have done this tag twice before. I'll leave those linked down below, as well as the creators, so make sure that you check all those out if you're interested. I got some news for y'all about Tag Tuesday. It ain't ending, but it's not going to be every Tuesday. Basically, I'm going to choose one Tuesday in the month, and that is when I'm going to be uploading Tag Tuesdays from now on. I hope that's okay, because it's going to happen. Tag Tuesday has just become something that I cannot fulfill anymore, and while I have absolutely loved it, that is basically what my channel is known for, it is just not something, it has become more of an obligation than a joy for me. They used to be my favorite videos to film, and now they're just not. And I think a lot of that comes from just feeling uninspired because I don't have my books around me. I can't hold them up and be like, look at this book, this fits this perfectly. You're still gonna get tags, you're just not gonna get them every week. There. Let's get into my superlatives tag. Question number 1. Most likely to be in the movies. A book that you think would make the best movie. I would love to see as a movie is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think if that book was done correctly, if it was made correctly, it could be extremely aesthetically pleasing. You would have like this retro, like kind of video style to look. Best of all, there's lesbian, gay, and bi rep, which we need. I just think if it could be done cinematically correct, it would be an amazing film. I think it would win awards, just saying. But it needs to happen. It would be amazing. If you guys don't know, this is about a movie star. It's about this woman that is interviewing this movie star about her 7 husbands that she's had, and it's about her life and how she rose to fame and all the things that she did and the scandals she was part of and why she had these husbands. And of course the number one question is, which husband did she love the most? And in a way she answers that. So it would be a fantastic movie. There was a lot of hype around it this year, so I think that they need to do it. They need to get on it while the train is still rolling hot. Number 2 is the biggest drama king or queen. This is the most overly dramatic book or character. For this I am going with Atheists Who Kneel and Pray. This was my first Taryn Fisher book, and your girl was disappointed. I will say that I was excited because I thought this was gonna be about a relationship that involved someone who believed and someone who was an atheist, and that wasn't really what it was about at all. It was about a relationship where someone believes in love and the other person doesn't. That isn't really the term I use for atheist, but yeah, it was such an overdramatic book. There's just this relationship that's happening, and it is just like off the walls crazy. It was such an unhealthy relationship. They basically were just like extreme physical contact, and then the next moment they'd just be like screaming and yelling at each other, and they were constantly like breaking up and getting back together and doing all kinds of like random things to each other, and it just wasn't a very good, healthy relationship in my opinion, and the things that happened just weren't that great. And it was just, the whole time I was like, really? Like, who would do this? This is a bit much. Is it not? You need, let's bring it down a bit. Number 3 is the best dressed. It's not me. I've been wearing the same thing for like 3 days. This is a book with the best cover. For this, it absolutely has to be All the Names They Use for God. This is a collection of short stories. The cover is what entranced me in the first place, and it ended up being one of my favorite short story collections ever. It is just a beautiful book. It has like these slight fantastical elements in each story, but there's all kinds of like female empowerment and different relationships, and I loved every story in it. The best one is The Names They Use for God, and it was fantastic, and I loved it. But the cover is one of my favorites of all time. I am such a sucker for like broken flowers on a cover. I don't know what it is. It might be because I'm such a plant fiend, such a crazy plant lady, but I just love it. Number 4 is most creative. This is the book with the most unique plot. For this, I'm going with Strange the Dreamer. Is there any other choice, really? Strange the Dreamer is just, it blew my mind because Laini Taylor created her own mythology and just made this fantastic world. And it follows Laszlo the Dreamer, and he's a librarian, but librarians are looked down upon in this world, so I'm shit out of luck. But he's a librarian, and basically he used to love this city, and then one day the city is erased, and he remembers that there was a city, but he can't remember what it was called. He literally cannot say the name because it is gone. Partners with this alchemist, these like warrior type people come to town and they're like, we are looking for this lost city and we hear you might know some things. So basically they take Laszlo with them, and this also takes place from the point of view, I can never remember her name. She kind of lives in the clouds and she meets Laszlo in his dreams, and it is just such a fantastic story. It's so unique. It's so different. I like was in awe of Laini Taylor's writing, of just the things that she had created in this story. Like, I wish I could. I will never reach that level, and it makes me sad, but I was just in awe. Number 5, we have most popular, and this one is the one that has the most ratings on Goodreads, and for me it was Shatter Me. And I'm just gonna... Your girl didn't like Shatter Me. But I read it because everyone else freaking read it, as you can tell. Because everyone on the planet has apparently rated it on Goodreads. But me, until this year. I read Shatter Me, which I did not know is a dystopian, like, sci-fi type thing. It is about this girl who has been locked up because apparently her touch, no one can touch her because it's deadly. And one day a prisoner is thrown in with her, and she doesn't really understand why, but apparently she can touch him. And there's also this super terrible person named Warner, which I don't know why y'all are obsessed with him, because the first book, he is literally the worst person I have ever read, and I don't know how we can ever forgive his actions. Like, he low-key, like, sexual harasses our main character and just terrorizes her and puts her in all kinds of uncomfortable situations. Does he really get better? Does he really? So that was my most popular. We'll save that video for another time. Number 6 is Most Likely to Succeed. This is the book that's going to be appreciated for many years to come. I am going with Sadie. I think it hits on so many levels of such hard topics. And on top of that, the reading experience is so unique. It's told from the point of view of a girl who is going after her sister's killer. And it's also following a podcast about Sadie as she has gone missing. So it follows Sadie as she goes to hunt down the killer, and you unveil these secrets about her life and the things that have happened to her, the things that have happened to her sister, and you also get to hear about the podcast and how they are tracking her, and it's just such an interesting story. It's such a hard-hitting story, and I loved it. I think it was even more hard-hitting for me because I had gotten mine from the Unplugged book box, and they had a letter at the end, and it was like, read after you finish. And when I opened it up, it was about all the missing girls that there are every year and the different hotlines that there are and ways you can help. And so it was just even more of an experience for me. So I definitely think that that will be one that will be appreciated more. Unfortunately, something that's just not gonna go away. Number 7 is The Class Clown, and this is a book that made you laugh. So I'm not really one for humorous book, but for this I am going with I Hate Fairyland, because this is the best graphic novel series of all time, and I don't care what anyone says. This follows Gertrude, who has gone to Fairyland as a kid, and of course any other kid would be like, yay, Fairyland, but Gertrude's like, I just want to go home. So they're like, okay, we have to complete this quest. However, it is like 30 some years later, and Gertrude is still in Fairyland, and she hates it. She tries to kill everyone that she meets. She's constantly causing chaos. She's an alcoholic, and there's all kinds of like pop culture references in them, and they are just so freaking funny. So I would say if you can, get your hands on them, because I love me some I Hate Fairyland. Number 9 is The Cutest Couple. This is The Cutest Couple in a book. My new favorite is Aubrey Rose and Thomas from the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. They are my absolute fave. I love their bickering. I just love it. And I love the tension. Anything romance that takes place in like the 1800s, I love it, because they're like, oh my god, he saw my ankle. Ooh, scandalous. And I love it. I don't know what it is about it, but it just drives me nuts, and it builds so much anticipation to the point where I just am like, please just show him your whole leg. Just do it. I don't know what it is, but I just love, they are constantly bickering at each other. They're so sarcastic with each other. I love it. I love that he considers her an equal in a world that normally wouldn't. So they're my faves from this year. And number 10 is The Biggest Heartbreaker, and this is a book that broke your heart. And I feel like I just have to say it. It was Kingdom of Ash. This broke my heart on so many different levels. One, it is the end of the Throne of Glass series. If you guys don't know, Throne of Glass, probably one of the main reasons I'm here on BookTube. It was one of the series that had just started getting popular right before I started BookTube. I bought it because of BookTube, and it has been the one fandom that has really brought me back to the community over and over again. I have written fan fiction, I check out the fan art, so Throne of Glass has meant so much to me, and especially in my BookTube career. I have made so many friends over that. I have done buddy reads with my best friends over the series. Like, I love A Throne of Glass, and it means more to me than just the story. Like, there's so many other factors into it. So I was really sad that this world has ended, although I do think the world will continue. But I'm really sad that the series has ended, so that broke my heart there. These might be spoilers, so fair warning. I'm not mentioning any names, but you might know from suggestion. But anyway, did they have to die? Why did you break up my squad? This broke my heart on so many levels because, one, we have the event happening, we have the aftermath of the event, and we have what this means for they are going to cooperate and how they're going to bounce back, because you don't, how do you survive that? I sobbed my eyes out. I don't think I have cried that hard in such a long time. Like, I knew it was coming, and I still, like, I was fighting back tears, and when it came, I still was just, like, a hot mess. Anytime it was mentioned after that, I was a hot mess, like, that book. Those, my friends, are my year-end superlatives. I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future tag videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye!